Hey everyone! Today we'll be starting a new 4-part grow log series from seed to harvest. I want to first give a big thanks to California Lightworks, which is sponsoring this 4-part monthly grow log series. And it's been amazing to have them reach out to collaborate on sponsoring the video ideas I'd like to do, since it's allowed me to spend a lot more time on creating better content while working with some of the coolest products in the industry. And after playing around with this, the SolarXtreme 500, which is what I'm going to be using for this grow series, I found it to be a really competitive option for 4x4 space. I mean, the form factor itself makes it so easy to work with. It's lightweight, and not just because of how compact it is, but because this light doesn't need a driver, which is this thing over here, that every other grow light I own uses. It's super heavy, it takes up a lot of space, and produces a ton of heat. So I have no idea how they're able to pull this off, but not having to deal with one of these is such a godsend. The compact size also makes this the easiest 4x4 light I've ever installed, not to mention how much more room I have to work with to add in other grow components. I can even have this light share the same space as the inline fan and carbon filter, which is a first for me. And there's a number of quality of life features built into this light as well. Stuff like these handles on the side and the front glass panel to protect the light is so rare to find when everyone else is just trying to include the bare minimum. I mean, even these cooling fans are a nice touch when everyone else is taking them off to save on cost, which sometimes make the heat sinks really hot to the touch. But with these cooling fans, even at this compact size, the heat sinks never really get that hot. And the thing is, even with these features and build quality, the cost is still really competitive for a 400 watt grow light rated for a 4x4 space, especially since this is also manufactured in the United States. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far working with this light. And for the rest of the grow space, I'm starting with a 4x4 grow tent, and I added a clip fan to provide airflow to the plants, a security cam to both monitor and time-lapse this grow, and inline fan to push out the old air in the tent, which in turn pulls in fresh air from the vents at the bottom of the tent, and a carbon filter, which will scrub out all the smells the plant might produce. The last thing I did was to plug everything into a controller to automate all the fans, and now all that's left is adding in the plants. For this grow, I'm going to be trying something I've heard about, but never tried personally, which is to reuse the fabric pot of a harvested plant, roots and all. This might be a bad idea, since it's like monocropping, which is the practice of using a farm field to grow only one crop every season, and is known to decrease biodiversity in the soil and increase the chances of diseases transferring from one grow to another. However, since the previous grow was fed with liquid nutrients for most of the grow, there really isn't any biodiversity in the soil anyways. And the previous plant was quite healthy when harvested, so I'm not really worried about transferring any soil diseases from the previous grow. I'm also not looking to remove the root balls, since at this point it's probably half of the mass in here. And I've heard from others that have tried this, that the new plant roots should have no problems growing through the previous plant's root ball as it slowly dries up and decomposes. Plus, if this works well, it's a way for me to cut down my costs while also saving time between each grow cycle, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I did add a top layer of quality organic potting soil before adding in the seeds. In this way, it'll ensure that the seeds can transition smoothly to the seedling stage before the roots reach the old potting mix. And yeah, that's the entire setup. I'll talk a lot more next time about the seeds I used and showcase the plants as they develop once we check back in next month. But for now, that's it.